Hello, everybody. I wanted to come on here and give the results to week 2 of my bodybuilding mock prep. There really wasn't much going on this week, but I did want to also come on here and talk about vacuums. One of the three things that I wanted to do this year to progress in my bodybuilding goal was vacuums. And so I started to do some research on that and found that it is not as easy as I assumed it was and how I was trying to do them on my own. But before I get into that, let me just say, as far as the week, my calories did stay the same at 2100 calories. The only thing he did change was letting me change out my apple for a banana, because I do not like green apples, and he had that on the plan, and I suffered through it the first week, and I was like, can we please switch it out? And he allowed me to do a medium banana instead. So that did change. As far as the weight program, still getting used to it. This year I did go a little bit harder because I already knew what to expect. So I did do that, and there was still not even any cardio for this week. So everything remained the same. Now Monday, when I went to do upper body, I was coming down the stairs at the gym and I rolled my ankle. So it hurt, and I was like, what am I going to do? So what I did when I got home from the gym was I took the peptide BCP before bed, and then in the morning I took it again, and it still was a little off. It didn't really swell up, but I could feel it, the pain inside the ankle, like where it was bruised or something. So what I did was I switched my recovery day to Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So I just did my planks, and I think for core he has me doing planks and crunches, and that's it. So I still went in and I did that, and then also took BCP that day twice, in the morning and the afternoon, and then by Wednesday it was fine, and I went on with my regular schedule. The results to this, I didn't do a weigh-in. I'm only probably going to do that once a month just to see where I'm at, because I don't think there's going to be many changes in it. But it did go down 2 pounds, so I'm back down to 116.2. And that is pretty much maintenance at 2100 calories for 11, and I'm 116.2, and I'm eating 2100 calories. Now my digestion is getting better, but what I think is going on there is that my protein may be too high. If anybody isn't familiar with anything about digestion and high protein or any of that, and let me know what you think, because I did research that, and they are saying that if you are eating too much protein, it could do that to your body and have you like holding on to stuff in there. So I'll talk to my coach that maybe we can switch the macros around to have either a high, switch them out for the carbs or fats, but I'll see what he says, because in before October, I was at 135 grams of protein with 1550 calories, but then I started to go up and reverse diet so that I could be at a good amount of calories when I came with my trainer this year. And in doing that, I increased them from 135 to 145 around mid-October. And then by the time I got with him, he changed it to 155, and it's just getting higher and higher, and I'm not sure my body knows what to do with it as much as I'm consuming. So I'm going to talk to him and just see if maybe that's some of the issue there. But it is getting better with the supplements, and I just don't want to take so many supplements and stuff just to keep all that protein if we can switch it out for something else. So I will update you on that. But as far as that's all I have to say. It went good. Still having a little trouble eating all the food, but I am eating it all. It just takes me a little longer than normal just to try to get it in. And that's about it on that. Now, as far as that, I was mentioned earlier in this video, at the beginning of the video, was that for 2026, 3 things that I was going to work on was this prep, posing, and vacuums. Side note, if anybody knows a posing instructor, please let me know, because I do want one that's local in Houston. I did earlier this year try an online, and it wasn't for me. It was confusing, and it was hard to see mimic what she was doing, and so I just rather try to find somebody here in Houston. So if y'all know anybody, please, if you want to recommend them to me, let me know. But besides that, I also wanted to research vacuums. Now, I did see a lot of influencers doing them online. And last year I was like, okay, well, let me try it. And I would just do the flare in my ribs, suck in my gut, hold it in and let it go and do all these things. But it still didn't feel like it was doing anything for me. So I started doing more research and came across a video from, I believe it's Fit Body Fusion, where they had somebody that does low pressure fitness. And she was saying how it could actually be damaging if they're not done correctly. So then I started to try to find someone here in Houston, and I found a bunch of information on vacuums and how they are not only good for posing, there's just a lot of benefits for it. I wrote some notes down here, and like outside of bodybuilding, vacuums can help with your pelvic. I'm looking down at notes, sorry. The pelvic floor and postpartum recovery. It is a gentle way to do crunches after having a baby, and it's a lot more calmer and soothing, and helps with more internal pressure for that, instead of trying to do crunches right after you have your baby. Healing the diastasis recti, which is what they stitch back together during a tummy tuck. So if you've never had children, or if you had and you want to skip that part of doing a tummy tuck, doing vacuums can help you kind of put that back together if they're done correctly. The other thing it would help is, of course, treating urinary incontinence. When we laugh, cough, sneeze as we get older after having children, that kind of can have that leakage or whatever. But it does help with that. And pelvic organ prolapse. It also helps core strength and back health, your posture, waist reduction. As far as your wellness, internal function, it helps to regulate the nervous system, improve digestion. The instructor that I spoke to, she was even telling me how this could actually help, like, people do their vacuums and they do them correctly and their digestion starts to feel better. So once I start implementing this in my recovery days, I'm going to do that this week. I'm going to see if that even helps me. And of course, enhance sexual health. It increases the circulation to the pelvic area and improves muscle tone, which can enhance the function and sensation. And then everyday pressure management. It can also help with your menstrual and hormonal comfort, congestion relief, bloating. I mean, it just went on and on about all of these things that it can actually help, besides just for bodybuilding for women. Now, actually, as I looked into it, it also is for bodybuilding. It enhances the X-frame. It improves the muscular control. And highlighting definition and seamless transactions from like different poses. And it is important for us to do these things correctly, because if they're not done correctly, it can look like you can look more boxy by not doing them the right way. So I found out all this information, and then I went to an instructor here in Houston that does it, and it actually is a lot more than what it seems. And so she did a video, so at the end I will just clip the video and make sure you increase the volume so you can actually hear her instruction. But what I was doing was, like I said, I would just breathe all my air out and just force my gut, like my belly to go in until I could see my ribs and just hold on to it and then just let go. But there's actually a way that you have to position yourself. She showed me the 4 ways, which is standing, sitting, on all fours, and on your back. And the one that is sitting, I really didn't like too much because it's hard to control your posture with that one. You have to be sitting against something really flat just to kind of hold that in. And with my, sitting, it was hard for me to like pull in my pelvic organs into my body. So anyway, the other 3 were just really good. There's a certain way that you have to position when you're laying down, your heels up and your toes forward up, your heels down, toes forward. And what you're really trying to do is, once you breathe everything out, you'll see me holding my ribs, and that was just a way to me for me to secure that I was in alignment with my body and my organs and my spine, and so that when I was letting all the air out, I wasn't allowing my ribs to just flare up. I had to keep them, because that's not what you're really working. You're working all those muscles in your body, and you're trying to pull that pelvic organ, like all of that, into all the way up into your body. And you can actually feel how everything starts to tighten, even the muscles in the abdomen that we spoke about earlier. Like, you can feel them tightening, and then you just hold that all in. It's not really about holding your breath, which is what I was doing, like just sucking it out and just holding my breath. But it's more about pulling and aligning all of the organs to be lifted up into your body. And so it can just stay in that position for those few seconds, as long as you can hold it. And then when you stop to release, you shouldn't have anything to exhale. Like at first, when she was showing me and I was learning it, I would inhale, and then when it was time to let go, I still had more air to suck in, which you shouldn't have that. So it's just really good to learn the correct way, and maybe you can find like somebody that teaches it. There was a lot of Google information and videos actually doing it, but I'm sure I'll get a lot of people getting angry, but a lot of the influencers in bodybuilding that are showing, that I saw that were showing it. I mean, if you know of any that are really good bodybuilder influencers showing vacuums and really explaining it, please send me the links. But as far as the ones that I follow, they weren't giving very good instruction on how that's supposed to feel inside your body. And the position of your legs, the position of your spine, your neck, even your shoulders. Like, you'll see me pull up as I'm inhaling, because you're lifting everything. You can even do it to the sides of your body, and fingers out, pressing outside, and your feet, you can feel all of that in your body. And that's more of what you're supposed to be practicing: the tightening of the muscles, the pulling of the organs. It's just, and it was intense but very relaxing. Like, after you're finished, you're like, whoa, like I really did work those muscles and feel those organs lifting. Like, it's just really crazy. But I really enjoyed it, and I will put the clip of that. And I did go over like some of the benefits of it for us as women. It says that it helps maintain your lat width, stable your transition as you're moving, and it's just a lot of good information. And I had no idea vacuums meant more than just for posing. Maybe it's just me. I don't know if everybody else knows, like, that they really need to be done correctly, so that it can give you that X frame and you can have that cinched in waist, and even help with like the recti muscles. Like, it was really a good experience, and I'm glad I decided to try to find someone local to do that with. And I'm going to practice it for a couple of months, and maybe just go back to her to just learn some other things from her. It was very interesting. If you're in Houston, I can give you that information. Just let me know if you want it. And that's pretty much it. So now I will be implementing vacuums into my recovery days. And next, like I said, I need to find someone in posing so that I can start working on that. I want at least a couple of sessions in person, or maybe one, and then I can do some online after practicing on my own for a little bit. But I like that hands-on. I think it was very beneficial for me to do these vacuums as well in this way. If y'all have any questions, so far everything is looking good, everything's going great, and I'm looking forward to week 3. Thank you.
So when you're ready, we're going to inhale into that rib cage through the nose. Exhale from the low belly. Hold on to that rib expansion. And we'll do breath number 2 when you're ready. All the way around that rib cage, back, front, side, side. Exhale. Good. Breath number 3 when you're ready. That's your last breath. Then we're going to exhale. We're going to block off that nose and throat. Open that rib cage, lengthen that spine, lifting, pulling, growing, opening, separating those vertebrae, head toward the wall above you. Keep lengthening, keep growing, keep lifting, keep pulling. When you can't lift anymore, inhale. Good job.